Welcome to the KOBN podcast, the podcast where we reconnect, reminisce, and celebrate the unique journeys of our old boy community. I'm David Flores, your host for this special series where we invite you to share your stories of how you ended up at our beloved Kemper. Whether your path was straightforward or winding, every story adds to the rich tapestry of our shared history. Kemper was more than just a place of learning. It's a community, a second home, a launch pad for countless futures. But before it became all of that, it was a decision, a choice, a leap of faith. In this series, The Journey to Kemper, we delve into those pivotal moments and choices that brought each of us to this special place. Every episode will feature a different member of our alumni community, sharing their unique journey to our school. From the moment of discovery to the final decision and the initial impressions upon arrival, these stories are a testament to the diverse paths that converge at our alma mater. So why share these stories? Because each journey is a reflection of our collective identity. The reasons we chose this school are as varied as our backgrounds and aspirations. By sharing these personal narratives, we celebrate the diversity and commonality that bind us together. When we started this thing, the Kemper Old Boy Network, one of our main objectives was to preserve the stories of Kemper. Stories are how history preserves the memory of things that were. And so we feel there's a great service and duty in capturing our stories for posterity. In this episode, I'll be giving you an overview of what to expect from the series and how you can contribute to our story. But first, let me share a little bit about how I found my way to Kemper. It was 1991. I was a 17-year-old high school senior working part-time for the city of Robstown Police Department. Robstown's a small town located in South Texas. I'd get up at 4:30, go in and clean up the drunk tank, and I hated it. So I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. And so I really wanted to go to college. Luckily, I was an athlete, played football, did okay. And we had a pretty good team, but most importantly, we had a great coach that really cared about us. And he worked super hard for getting to help quite a few of us get into college on scholarship. Really, it's an incredible story. His name is Coach Ron Fisher, and he was the defensive line coach. But he just had a real passion for helping us out, and took a bunch of Chicano kids from South Texas and got them scholarships to play football across the state and across the country. So, just kudos to Coach Fisher, man. He really made a difference in a lot of guys' lives. So somehow Coach Fisher, finds Coach Cluck. Maybe Coach Cluck was out scouting under-recruited areas or students that, weren't being picked up by bigger schools for one reason or another. I'm not sure. I think Coach Cluck, if you're listening out there, we'd love to get you on here and have you chime in on what your strategy was as you, scouted out the country. I know in South Texas, another guy from Beeville, which is a small town about 45 miles north of where I lived, another guy, Oni Lopez, got recruited out of South Texas as well. Several guys out of the East Texas area. There was pockets out of Florida, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma. So I'm not sure what Coach Cluck's strategy was, but he got guys from all over the place. And I remember, I'd never heard of Kemper Military School. Got a packet in the mail one day and was going through it, and I thought, well, it was interesting because he was offering quite a bit, so I told my coach, hey, let's talk to Coach Cluck and see what we can work out, and turns out that got a good deal going to go to school there. I didn't join the ROTC program. But I ended up getting all my schooling and room and board and everything covered. And so, I made a decision to go. And I remember, in that packet, there was this thing that we're supposed to work out. It was a book. It was called Bigger, Faster, Stronger. It was an off-season training manual. And I remember taking to that thing hard, and it really did increase my strength and my size, and help my speed some. I went from probably 235 pounds to 275 pounds in the matter of maybe 6 months, and made some pretty impressive gains in weightlifting as well. And so, I thought that was pretty cool. And so I showed up, summer came around, and actually a classmate of mine, another offensive lineman, got recruited as well. And so, we were going to head up to Kemper together. So summer comes around, we're getting ready for two-a-days, and our dads rent a van. We pack all our stuff into it and make the trek up to Missouri. For me, it was the first time ever leaving the state of Texas. And so it was a long drive just to get out of Texas, probably about 10 hours. And so, I remember, just being excited to be heading out and checking out, everything that I just kind of read about Kemper. It was funny. I remember my dad had taken a bunch of cassette tapes, and we were listening to old Mexican rancheras, which was kind of like it's the blues of Mexico, right? So all the way up to there, we were listening to these old songs, and it was just a great memory of going up there with my classmate Renee Flores. No relation, we have the same last name, but we weren't related, and with his dad, and it was just a great trip. So I remember getting there first day. It was a Saturday morning. Everybody's showing up, and we get to the campus, and there's these old buildings, red brick buildings, really fancy. That old admin building was really nice. I remember walking in the front door there and just looking at it and like, wow, there's some history here. You got all the black and white pictures of all the past presidents and alumni, noted alumni, and everything hanging on the walls and stuff, and just thought it was a really cool place. You could tell the wood was old, and the staircase creaked, and just really cool. That first impression of walking into the admin building. We walked around back to the field house. Coach Cluck was out there, and I remember his first words to me and Rini were, Coach Fisher really did overestimate your height, huh? Yeah, so I guess we were a few inches shorter than what our coach had let him know, or how we looked on video. I don't know. Either way, those were his first words, and we got to talking. We hit it off, and just a great memory of that first day. And so, that's what it was. I just remember feeling this great feeling of adventure, waiting to come on, and was really excited that first weekend. And the football practice started, and we started bumping heads, and hitting full speed later on, a couple of weeks into it, and it was just a great ride. And so, that was my first, how I got to Kemper, and my first impressions, and just really, really glad for the experience. So for me, it was really just not having a whole lot of options after high school, and an opportunity came across, and I took it, and that choice set the stage for an incredible journey filled with learning and friendships and growth. And I know each of you has a story just as compelling. So I know everybody's asking the same question: how can I share my story? Well, it's simple. We're inviting everyone to participate. Just let us know in the comments that you want to participate. One of two ways, real easy. You can set up a Zoom call with us and we can record that call, or even easier, you can do a video or a voice memo on your smartphone and send us that recorded file. We'll do the editing. We'll make it sound great. You don't have to worry. If you've never been on a podcast before, we'll guide you through all the steps, and we'll make sure it sounds really great and put you into a great light. And most importantly, you're helping save the memories and the heritage of a place we all love. And there's nothing more important than that. With every episode in this series, we want to cover a few things, right? The discovery. How did you first hear about Kemper? Was it through a friend, a family member, a guidance counselor, or maybe a random encounter? Second, the decision. What made you choose Kemper over others? Was it the programs, the campus, the culture, or something else entirely? Third, the arrival. What was your first impression when you got there? How did your expectations match up with the reality? We'll also touch on any challenges or surprises along the way and how those initial experiences shaped your time at Kemper. By sharing these stories, we hope to create a space of connection and nostalgia. Whether you're listening on your commute, during a workout, or relaxing at home, we want these stories to remind you of the exciting and sometimes daunting steps we all took to become part of this community. And most importantly, it's how we can make sure Kemper stays alive for the generations to come. Thank you for joining me today on the KOBN podcast Alumni Voices series. Remember, this podcast is about you and for you. It's how you can do your part to keep Kemper alive. No story is too long or too short. Our stories are all of equal value to Kemper's memory. Let's celebrate our journeys together, one story at a time. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to share it with fellow alumni who might have a story to tell. I'm your host, David Flores, and until next time, keep sharing your journey, stay connected, stay inspired, and remember, we are all non-quam, non-pratus.